Hi, my name is Chris. I'm a pre-service teacher at Tarleton State University. And during the summer of 2016, I was given an assignment that required me to interview an administrator and a teacher. And since I completed some field experience in Fort Worth ISD, I thought this would be a good opportunity for me to interview an administrator and teacher in Fort Worth ISD. This presentation is a reflection of what I learned. We planned with both of my interviewees. Since both professionals are busy teaching and administrating, my interviews were scheduled over the phone and in person. Since I had never conducted an interview over the phone, it seemed like a good idea. The administrator's name is Faha Alatrash, and her title is Coordinator 2 Homeschool Program at International Newcomers Academy. And the teacher, Mary Stettleman, teaches first grade at Worth Heights Elementary. Both professionals hold a minimum of a bachelor's degree and taught in classrooms. They also have 5+ years of experience in education. While conducting my interview with Ms. Alatrash, I asked, what kinds of things should a teacher do in advance to prepare for an interview at your school? She said, study the protocol of the school or district. And when I asked Ms. Stettleman the same question, she replied, learn what other independent school districts are doing. When I asked, what do you mean? She said, if other independent school districts are doing great on test scores, find out the strategies that they are using. This may come up in the interview. I asked my administrator, what makes a teacher stand out in the interview? She said, knowledge, experience, and their accomplishments. On the other hand, when the same question was asked of the teacher, her response was, describe what you are bringing in. What do you love, and why do you want to teach? I immediately thought about why I wanted to teach and how my answer probably sounded like a cliche, even though it may be true. At this point in the interview with the administrator, I asked her, what piece of advice would you give someone before he or she interviews for a job? And she said, relax, be prepared, and be yourself. Also, do not lie because it catches up with you. And she repeated, do not lie because it catches up to you. I went on to ask, what makes a teacher stand out on paper for you? Her answer was years of experience and recommendations. At this point, I started wondering how a new teacher could get hired at her school if he or she had neither. Thinking about it now, I wished I would have pressed for more information. So I went to my next question, which refers to the one question you asked in an interview that really tells what kind of teacher a person is. She responded, questions pertaining to dedication, and she said she looks for nonverbal cues. So I proceeded to question about teachers. I asked Ms. Alatrash to describe what kind of teacher with whom she preferred, and she said someone who enforces the rules and a teacher that is strict. At this point, I was starting to get a feel for the type of person she is and if I would enjoy working with her. Mrs. Stettleman was asked the same question. She said, friendly, outgoing, and willing to share strategies that work. She elaborated and told me a story about when she first started teaching, how she never shared strategies that worked. I said, but I thought since we're all teachers, we look out for one another. That's when she laughed and gave me a look as if she wanted to say, you have no idea. I take it she experienced some unpleasant situations, just my observation. Now that we were nearing the end of the interview, I asked Ms. Stettleman what needs and or expectations she had of the school administration. She replied to have an open door policy and a good discipline plan. I asked, what's the one thing you absolutely cannot do without in your classroom? My projector, she said. I asked why, and she said, so the kids can take notes in their journals while she is writing. I continued on with, what is the one piece of advice you would give first year teachers that is not being taught in colleges? To learn about your students' socioeconomic status and their cultures. As we paused for a second while I wrote the answer, I understood why she said it. Our last question of the interview was about the one thing you wish you can go back and change. She briefly said, the passing scores. I said, what? She told me that students only need a score of a 50 to pass. I said, I thought a passing grade was a 70. She said in other countries a passing score is a 70, but not here. And we just left it at that. So some points to remember. Try to relax, be honest, know the protocol, have some experience, be prepared, and know your students' SES, be persistent, and follow up. Thank you.